Welcome back to Bike Two-Wheel World, where we bring you the latest motorcycles, the most exciting two-wheel innovations, and detailed reviews that help you understand what really matters before choosing your next bike. Today, we are taking a close look at a motorcycle that sits in one of the most competitive parts of the middleweight market, the anticipated 2027 Honda CB500. If you are looking for a motorcycle that combines everyday practicality, sporty performance, manageable size, modern technology, and Honda's reputation for engineering durability, this is a bike that deserves serious attention. The CB500 name has become closely associated with the idea of a motorcycle that does not try to be unnecessarily complicated. It gives riders enough performance to have fun, enough comfort for everyday riding, and enough versatility to handle everything from city traffic to weekend backroad adventures. For 2027, the big question is how Honda could continue developing this formula while keeping the qualities that have made the 500 class twin so popular. Before we get into the details, it is important to point out that final 2027 specifications and pricing can vary by market and may differ from the currently published model. Honda's latest CB500 Hornet specification gives us a useful reference point. A 471cc liquid-cooled dock parallel twin engine producing 35 kilowatts, or approximately 47 horsepower, and 43 newton-meters of torque. The current motorcycle also offers a 6-speed transmission, 2-channel ABS, Showa 41mm SFFBP front suspension, a 5-inch TFT display and Honda Road Sync connectivity. Now imagine that formula carried into the 2027 Honda CB500 with further refinement. From the first glance, the CB500 has the proportions of a motorcycle designed around real-world riding rather than simply chasing numbers on a specification sheet. It is compact enough to look agile, but substantial enough to feel like a serious middleweight motorcycle. The front section is likely to remain one of the most recognizable parts of the bike. A modern LED headlight gives the motorcycle a sharp visual signature, while the surrounding bodywork creates a compact and aggressive appearance. Rather than using an oversized fairing or excessive bodywork, the CB500's naked bike philosophy keeps the mechanical character visible. The engine, frame, suspension and exhaust all become part of the design. That is important because the CB500 has always been about honest motorcycle styling. You can look at it and immediately understand what you are getting. There is no need to hide the mechanical components behind unnecessary panels. The motorcycle has a muscular fuel tank, compact side sections, exposed engine hardware and a relatively short-looking rear section. The result is a machine that should appeal equally to new riders and experienced riders who simply want something uncomplicated and enjoyable. The fuel tank area is particularly important to the overall appearance. It creates the visual connection between the front of the motorcycle and the rider's seating position. A well-shaped tank also makes it easier for the rider to grip the motorcycle with the legs during braking and cornering. Honda's modern CB500 Hornet uses a low-set, aggressive street fighter design, and that design language gives us a good indication of the direction the CB500 family is taking. Move toward the side of the motorcycle and the parallel twin engine becomes the centerpiece. This is one of the biggest reasons the CB500 formula works so well. The engine is compact, relatively smooth and produces useful power without becoming intimidating. The latest specification lists a 471cc displacement, a 67mm bore and 66.8mm stroke, along with the 10.7:1 compression ratio. For a rider stepping up from a smaller motorcycle, this engine offers a substantial increase in performance. At the same time, it does not have the intimidating character of some larger 700, 900 or 1000cc motorcycles. That balance is one of the CB500's greatest strengths. The parallel twin configuration also gives the bike a distinctive character. It provides enough low and mid-range torque for urban riding while allowing the engine to rev when you want a more energetic experience. The current official specification gives maximum torque of 43 Nm at 6,500 revolutions per minute and maximum power of 47 horsepower at 8,500 revolutions per minute on the road. That combination should make the 2027 CB500 feel lively without requiring the rider to constantly chase the highest part of the rev range. Twist the throttle at lower speeds and the bike should respond progressively. Open the throttle further as the revs rise and the parallel twin becomes more energetic. This is not a motorcycle designed purely for drag racing. Instead, it is designed around usable performance. That distinction matters. A motorcycle can have an impressive peak horsepower number and still be frustrating in everyday traffic. The CB500's appeal is that its power is accessible and predictable. The 6-speed gearbox also plays an important role. The first few gears allow quick acceleration away from traffic lights and through city streets, while the higher gears make highway cruising more relaxed. Honda's current CB500 Hornet uses an assisted slipper clutch, and the e-clutch version adds Honda's electronic clutch technology. If the 2027 version continues with this technology, riders could have an interesting combination of traditional motorcycle control and modern convenience. The e-clutch is particularly interesting for commuters because it can handle clutch operation during starts, stops and gear changes while still allowing the rider to operate the motorcycle conventionally when desired. Honda describes the system as allowing clutch-free starts, shifts and stops while retaining manual control when the rider wants it. That could make the CB500 especially attractive to riders who spend significant time in traffic. Stop-and-go riding can become tiring when you are constantly operating a clutch lever, shifting gears and balancing throttle input. An electronic clutch system can reduce that workload without turning the motorcycle into an automatic scooter.